Today's episode is sponsored by Podbean. Do you have a silky smooth voice that belongs on the radio, but don't know how to get there? Why not start a podcast? You can croon into a microphone and let people from all around the world hear what you have to say. But to get started, you have to go to podbean.com/catalyst. You'll get your first month's free. And then you can go out and let the world hear your message. Podcasting's great. It's a lot of fun. And I want to hear some of those smooth talkers. That's podbean.com/catalyst. All right, let's get into it. Hey, Catalyst crew. Welcome to Catalyst Corner, episode 39. It's Sunday. We're changing it up a little bit. And we've got Partially Proficient on with us. And let's get into it. How you doing, Paul?
I've been doing all right. Been trying to get back in shape, work on myself a little bit.
It's very healthy. Maybe too healthy for this podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to have to step away from things now that I'm putting my life together at least a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not what we're about around here.
No. I want you to...
fall apart, descend into alcoholism, and kill myself in the next 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one. There he is.
There's the Paul we know and love.
Yeah, it's been going. We hit our 900th sale on Friday. Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep. So that was pretty exciting. Gaining some more followers with the podcast and everything. Some people are tuning in on YouTube. So
very nice.
We're moving,
glad to have you.
We're moving along. I want to talk about one thing before we get into all of this.
All right, go ahead. Hit me with it.
You said something to me a couple of months ago that has kind of resonated with me.
Yeah, that happens surprisingly often.
And it was, I had showed you one of my designs.
Yep.
And you were like, how long did that take you? And I was like, I don't know, 14 hours, something like that.
Yep,
and
sure.
You go, how many have you sold?
Oh, I just hit you with a little existential deal. All right, my bad.
I did this one. I like the Hanya masks and the Oni masks and all that stuff.
Right, sure. So, it's a cool aesthetic.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of the vibe. It's, it was there from the beginning. And
sure.
I did a shirt a while back that had a bunch of different types of masks. It had Hanya masks, it had Oni masks, it had Kappa, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff.
And I did each individual mask, so it took time.
Okay.
And then I shrunk them down.
Yep.
And I put them all on the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Hadn't sold any.
0.
And I was like, I couldn't understand it because I was like, this is a rad shirt.
Yep.
Sold one yesterday.
There you go.
So it only took 4 months.
Yep.
And 14 hours worth of work to sell one t-shirt.
That's huge, though.
Yeah, real big.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's interesting as an artist because the things that you like are not what sells.
Exactly. It's not going to be
that's the work.
Moves
that's
products,
the work of it. That's the work of it. Is that like I want to make Oni masks and people want to buy potatoes.
Right. Hey, no hate on the potato people
pretty good
out there.
And that design is pretty good. But it's just again,
right, that's not where your artistic inspiration is all welling up from. Yeah,
like I put a lot of like different techniques that I've learned since then into these pieces, and it's like people just don't. No. It doesn't resonate with people.
Like the pop culture stuff, the referential things.
Yeah, you know what's nice? The Cthulhu.
Oh.
Yeah, that sells pretty good.
Yeah.
They like that. So, like, I like doing stuff like that. Tentacles, you can kind of let your mind go crazy and stuff.
Pretty straightforward stuff there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just thought it was funny because you had mentioned it when I showed you that in the depths of your ignorance.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Yeah, I love it, too. I never sold one.
Yeah, it's
so niche.
I was going to say niche reference.
It's a good design, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's very funny if you get it.
Yeah,
But
if you know about Orson Welles' downfall.
big Orson Welles guy around
and
here.
Frozen peas. The French champagne.
Oh,
If you know, it's funny.
I love it.
If you don't know, look it up.
yeah,
'cause
you
will
brought
laugh.
me into all of that, but
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
yeah. All right, so
Yeah,
let's
let's get into the
let's
meat
get
of
into
it, yeah.
So, I thought we could start with, we were kind of talking about this. This is another one we were talking about a while back. AI,
Yeah.
not the film with Robin Williams.
No, that one too.
All right, yeah, we can. That's fine. So you had showed me Dolly 2,
Yeah, I did.
or you showed me Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one of them it was.
And I've experimented with it a little bit, and I've told you how I use it. Sometimes it'll allow me to set a scene.
right.
AI has gotten very intelligent
Way better.
very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary how fast AI learns.
Yeah. It has been less than 6 months.
It's a totally different animal now.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the things created with AI now, in the realm of art, it's startling how good it is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're getting to a point where I always think there will be something, with the human touch.
I think human roles and things are going to become much more supervisory.
Yeah, fix the robot.
Right. Just looking and being like, oh, it just forgot this human element of something and adding it in post.
Yeah. So how do you think that's going to go for because I mean, essentially, right? Video games, cartoons,
Yep.
scripts,
Yep.
computer software,
Yep.
all of that stuff can be done by AI.
So ideally,
Oh, are you living in a happy world where everyone loves each other?
yeah, in
okay.
happy world
Yeah.
where everyone looks out for each other,
Yeah, yeah,
as more and more labor and duties can be relegated to computers,
yeah.
people's work weeks get much shorter.
Right, because that's what happened when computers came up.
Right.
Yeah.
Without sacrificing any sort of income or anything like that. Maybe even addressing some of the income disparity. People living better, having more for themselves, more time, more resources.
So like a rising water raises all ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's how it should be. That is not how it's going
No,
to go.
that would not at all be how it's going to be. No, it's going to be a dystopian hell, but whatever.
So what I will say though is I think there will here's the thing. You know how I do some woodworking and stuff for the
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
If you took something that I made using the machines
Yep.
versus something that a craftsman sculpted,
Yep.
there is an audience that wants the craftsman sculpted.
Sure.
So I don't think it ever goes away. It just becomes more niche.
It becomes more niche, but the problem with that is that it limits the number of craftsmen there can be.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You'll have
That's
to
a
be
problem.
real good at it.
So that's the thing is it's not like no one's saying that this is going to get rid of the artists who are putting their pieces in museums.
Right. It's just going to get rid of everyone else.
Exactly. It cuts away everyone else who would have had some measure of success.
And there's no one's doing anything about it.
What can you do?
You can't do anything. I mean, I guess don't teach the machines.
Yeah. Well,
Too late.
no one's going to do that.
No.
Yeah, people are going to fucking continue working on these things.
Oh yeah, because they're insanely profitable.
Right. Because you're just making something that does work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's expanded well beyond just art nowadays.
yeah, so I mean the reason I wanted to talk about this is we had bit of an incident.
Oh.
Bit of an incident. So
What do you mean?
A Twitch streamer, pretty big one. Won't say his name. I'm not trying to
Okay.
dox anybody.
Sure.
Accidentally made the cardinal sin
Yep.
of for 1 second showing his browser tabs.
Oh, yeah.
You don't do that.
There you go.
1 second.
I think I know the incident you're talking
1
about.
second he showed those tabs.
That's long enough.
It's long
That's
enough.
an eternity in internet time.
In internet time, that's forever.
Right.
And what turned out to have been on those tabs.
Go ahead and hit me with it. Yeah.
He was on a website that is less than reputable,
Okay.
that most God-fearing people wouldn't visit.
Yeah. God-loving, church-going fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on a deep fake pornography website. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Looking at pornography of
Porno.
his co-hosts.
Yeah. I had heard, about this whole thing.
Just to add an extra layer of how fucked up it all is.
Right. Of people he knows.
Right. That just makes it worse.
Crazy.
But it's interesting because it kind of, like, technically it's illegal, right? I believe it falls under likeness.
Right. Using someone's likeness without their permission.
Right. But, I mean, this is to an extreme.
Oh, right. Because it's not like using an art piece of someone.
Yeah, you
or
drew a
drawing,
picture of Tim Curry.
or a picture of them without their permission.
Right.
You are just pasting someone's likeness over another person's body
Right.
and using it in pornographic situations.
Most likely neither of them have consented either.
Right. That's insane.
That has got to be a pretty severe crime, I think.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I have no idea.
You know what's interesting?
Because it's so new.
Right. But here's the thing, is that these are crimes of the future.
Future crimes.
Future crimes,
Ooh,
yeah.
cyberpunk crimes.
There you go. Cybercrime unit.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, but I mean, that's got to be a crime, right?
I imagine so.
I would hope so. Like, listen, the tricky thing is that, unfortunately, a lot of the leaders are getting up there.
Yeah, old.
And I don't even think this is on their radar.
No, God, no.
No. Because they can't even, they can't figure out regular shit.
Who's keeping track of this shit? They're not fucking. They
It's
don't
just
care.
that quiet, like, they're like, oh, there's a fucking Chinese weather balloon. And I'm
Right.
sitting here going, like, the computers are learning, you fucking idiots.
Skynet is real.
Yeah,
It's coming about.
Yeah, great. There's a Chinese weather balloon. Great. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the fucking.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger's being fucking put together. They watch Terminator and they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
The computer's making porn of us.
Yeah, that'll help
It's
them.
drawing.
Yeah, they watch Terminator because it's online. That'll help them, like, give up quicker. They're used to it.
Yep.
So,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. We're worried about
It's crazy, though.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts.
Because it's just. Okay, so you got the deep fakes, right? And again, scummy how that's getting used.
Yeah.
But let's hit a fucking personal one that I think is interesting. I heard about this recently.
Yeah.
So it can mimic voices and shit now. Like you can,
yeah.
like they've got a whole bunch of clips of like Joe Rogan and other people like that, and they're using AI to mimic their voices and have them say shit and whatever you want.
Yeah, I had Alan Rickman do a few commercials for me back in the day.
That's pretty fantastic. There you go.
Yeah. Nothing nefarious, but again, if you have the technology, shitty people are going to use it.
Right. And it struck me. It struck me actually when I was on my way over here. I was like, oh, the ones that are really good are the people who have like hours and hours and hours of their voice posted online.
Oh, so like us.
Yeah, and that's exactly the realization I came to. So I was like, oh, wow. If anyone wanted to, which no one would right now, too small time. No one cares that
like
much.
10 years from now, it's going to be...
But 10 years from now,
yeah, but
should this all go
there'll
well,
be a Crimes of the Future division by then,
someone can just have me saying all sorts of shit.
It's going to be Tom
whatever they want.
Cruise.
And how do I even disprove that? I just got to be like,
Yeah, but
no,
how do
I
you-
never
right,
did
but
that.
how do you prove it either?
See, that's the problem, though. It's like, at least in the court of public opinion, you got to be able to disprove things.
Sure, but it's going to be an interesting...
It's a weird time. Everything's going to be much more murky.
The thing of it is I thought it was going to take longer.
Yeah, it's moving quick.
I was like, oh, it'll happen quick, but it's gonna take a couple years, and because that's the speed of tech that I'm used to.
Right, but now it's like
6 months. It was ready to go.
We can mimic your face. We can mimic your voice. You know?
Yeah, like you're using the filters on fucking Snapchat or TikTok and shit. And
Right.
It's like, oh, thank you for the perfect scan of your face.
Here's something that I was thinking of.
What do you got?
is you have it being able to mimic likenesses. You have it being able to mimic someone's voice.
Yeah.
And to go a step further, there's even someone who's got an AI that's writing Seinfeld episodes.
Yeah, he's writing TV scripts.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, you could have content creators who outsource some of their content to an AI that just mimics them.
Yeah, I mean, you could take it even a step further. They don't even have. They just have to lend their likeness. They don't even
That's
have to
just it.
actually like read the
Do
scripts.
anything. They don't even have to write a script if they just trust the AI to do its job. They just review it and let it go.
Here's the fundamental problem of it all. But then what do you do all day?
I don't know.
Right.
Well, in my case, I'd probably play some Warhammer, but
Sure, I'm sure you would, and that would probably be fun for a while.
that'd be fun for a long time.
For a while. A while. I don't know that it would be fun
I don't
for long
know.
enough.
You underestimate my ability to do nothing.
I don't know, man. I couldn't sit.
I know you can't. You're a fucking maniac.
Yeah,
You gotta be going.
I'm John Connor, motherfucker. I'm ready to
He's gonna
stop
fight
the machines.
machines immediately.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm
I
trying to
showed
nip it in
you
the bud before.
Dolly for the first time, and you're like, it's gonna die.
Find these men. Horrible. You know what they didn't deep fake though? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you heard about this, but recently one of the people that we've discussed a lot, one Andrew Reginald Tate.
Is that his real middle name, or did you make it up?
No, I made it up. Was arrested.
Little Andy T, huh?
Andy T was arrested for allegedly sex trafficking.
Yeah, I think we covered that whole topic for a while back.
Well, his text messages and voicemail
Oh my.
were leaked.
Okay.
So
And
allegedly, you know,
go ahead with it.
Because again,
Sure.
I'm not here to. This is all hearsay. Bit of a pimp.
a pimp in his time,
Yeah.
huh?
So I mean, he was all of that. What color is your Bugatti bullshit?
Sure.
It's like, yeah, sure, you can make a shitload of money too if you're willing to pimp people out.
Yeah, sell other people's bodies.
Right. Sell other people's bodies, you know, and then legitimize it by doing OnlyFans and then funneling your dirty money through
Oh, he had a whole
OnlyFans.
operation,
Yeah,
huh?
Allegedly. That's what the text messages say.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to declare him guilty.
Oh, man. I mean,
Outright,
if you get sued,
on my
dude,
part, yeah, it'll be all right.
he's going to sue. Andrew Tate's going to sue you for slander. I'd love it.
You would that would be great content.
Oh, yeah, we'd have to go to Romania.
Let's not lie. If Andrew Tate sues me personally,
Yeah.
one, that's fantastic for Catalyst.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like that's gonna blow everything.
That's an
up.
overnight success.
So here I am, personally challenging you, Andrew Tate, to sue me, and I will best you in personal combat as well.
Oh, so like instead of suing you, you just have to fight?
Yeah, both. We can do
wow.
either
All
or.
right, so like we get
be
the
like
civilized kind of, you know.
Like the courtroom drama,
Yeah.
and then also like a UFC fight night action.
Yeah.
It's got everything you want.
They took all his Bugattis.
Yeah, he's got no Bugattis.
His Bugatti is no color now.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is like it just reiterate like this arc of our lives, right? This season
Sure.
has really showed us that the rich are nothing special.
No.
And they've tried
They're
to paint themselves as like these superior beings.
Oh, yeah. They just outthought and outplanned
right.
and
We're just
outworked
smarter,
everyone else.
Right. We're smarter than you. We work harder than you. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
You're just...
You just had money.
You had money and
Daddy
no
had an
morals.
emerald mine. You're willing to sell people's bodies.
Right.
Like, cool.
You're morally bankrupt. You had wealth to begin with.
Right.
There was no... There's no superiority to begin with.
I mean, even Bezos, who... Did you know they made a fucking movie about him?
Did they make a movie?
Yeah.
No shit.
I know, right? Like, who wants to watch that?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
are you interested in seeing the rise of a billionaire?
No.
No.
No,
But
he's
he
a
went to
terrible
space.
person.
Yeah, I don't care. But Amazon. Yeah, yep.
He has
don't care.
legions of underpaid people.
You made a movie about a businessman that's not Wolf of Wall Street. At least that guy was doing Quaaludes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch a train wreck, but like, you think I'm going to watch like an inspirational fucking...
Right, and a part of that makes that movie feel good is everything fell apart on him.
Sorta. I mean, no, now he only has $85 billion. Like, come on, man.
It wasn't what it was.
It doesn't have to be.
I know. But Jeff Bezos has never had that level of failure.
The thing of it is, though, right?
Okay.
Even his parents gave him a $170,000 check for his business, to start his business.
That's a lot of money.
It's not like it was, starting from nothing.
No.
Taylor Swift's parents were entertainment lawyers. Like, it's...
If you have an in, the whole thing's easier.
Right, and I've said this before, I'm not shitting on Nepo babies. Some of them have a lot of talent.
Sure, yep.
But
some of them could have made it on their own.
For sure.
Most could not.
Right. And I think when they all get butthurt and they're like, well, you don't know, we worked hard to get here. It's like, no, you didn't. You may have worked on your craft, which you worked hard on that, but you didn't work hard to get there. You got handed an invitation.
There are thousands of people every single day honing their craft.
Right. You don't know what it means to work hard to get there.
But they're invisible.
Right. Because you get to walk through the door.
Right.
So you get to
totally a different thing.
skip the big hurdle.
Yeah.
So it's just bizarre to me.
It is fucking insane, man. I don't know. It just is what it is. It's society. I don't think it's ever going anywhere. It's not going to be fixed.
No. But
what can you do about it?
But to roll it back to Andrew Tate.
Right.
Is anyone surprised that he made all his money doing nefarious things?
Yeah. I mean...
It's just like he wanted to paint himself as a businessman.
Right. He wants to look at like he's...
Hustler University and all that bullshit.
A hustler. That's the word for it, too.
Yeah. A hustler in the literal sense.
Yeah.
You know it's hard out there for a pimp.
Did you read any of his actual conversations or anything?
Mm-hmm. Did you?
I caught bits and pieces.
So like,
I didn't read the whole thing, but
the ones that I read, like the beginning ones, were like reminded me of like someone in high school.
Sure.
Right? Like didn't that kind of seem how it read?
Yeah, a little bit like
can I
more
trust
benign.
you? But can I trust you? It's like, what are you fucking?
Then again,
16?
Very possessive. I mean, like talking to women and being like,
dude.
"I will be the only man in your life.
You will never have another man after me.
You will speak to zero other men."
And I'm sitting there going like, if you take the money out of this, he sounds like a serial killer.
Yeah. Yeah, or again, like a controlling high school boyfriend.
Right. I will be the last.
It's insane.
You're not allowed to go out by yourself?
Oh, yeah. He was like telling women they can't go out without one of his 3 trusted confidants.
Which I assume one of them is Tristan, right?
That's what I think I read.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a minute, so.
It's just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Like the whole situation.
He's a psychopath.
No, and I think I would like to know what if he still has fans, which I don't know if that's true. But if he still has fans, I'd love to know what the argument is now.
Unfortunately, he does.
How do you, without going, well, just women aren't people, right? Without just saying that, like, how do you defend this guy's actions?
So I don't think he can. But that's the thing. That's the funny thing about it, is that the real true blue Andrew Tate fans believe that.
What? That women aren't people.
Right, because that's always been his message.
Right.
But beforehand, he had to be a little tongue-in-cheek. I don't really believe that.
It's just a character.
But no, that is what he actually believes. I mean, clearly, he's selling women as a commodity.
Right. Like when he says...
Dehumanizing them.
When he says, like... When he talks about women like they're objects, he truly views them.
Right. That's his actual worldview.
Well, that's his product.
Right.
Right? And he looks at it as product and inventory and
he's a psychopath.
revenue. That's insane.
Yeah.
And anyone that defends, if you're a Tate fan, leave it in the comments. Let us know what your argument is.
Right. Let's hear it. What is your reason for believing? If
how
you
do you
still
stick
have
by
any
him now?
trust
How
in
do you
him,
stick by the man?
Yeah, let us know. I want to hear about it.
He has no more Bugattis, so like
we'll
if
have an
that's
actual have an actual talk about it without being condescending. That'd be good.
No, yeah.
I like to hear
again,
both sides of things.
Yeah, I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. So let's talk about something else. Let's move along a little bit.
All right. Well, keeping with the internet a little bit.
Okay.
Did you see what Mr. Beast
I
has
did.
done?
I
Just
did see.
For those of you who listen who don't know who Mr. Beast is, there are probably like, what would you say, like 20 or 30 YouTubers that
Yeah.
are considered like the 1%.
The top tier.
And Mr. Beast is way up there.
I'd say he's probably top 10.
They have valued his Mr. Beast brand in the billions.
Wow.
Because he's got burgers, like his revenue stream from all the content that he makes is insane.
Yeah, I was looking at his net worth just the other day. And, you know, those things are always approximated.
Sure.
But it had him at $105 million.
Right. And that's just probably like
Personal
assets
wealth,
and liquid
yeah.
and stuff. But no, Forbes was talking about it and they're like, yeah, he's probably 10 billion maybe.
That's insane.
Yeah, but is it? Like, it's only a matter of time before these YouTube personalities become actual companies.
I guess so. I mean, that's really the route that he's taken, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's got good people behind him, obviously, and they're really steering him to sort of a corporate entity.
Sure.
Now, that being said,
Okay. Go ahead.
he does a lot of charity work.
Yep. A lot of philanthropy.
Yeah, decent enough guy. You know, does a lot on the down low, you know,
Yep.
that he doesn't use for content.
Yep.
But he also does a lot of stuff to make content.
Right.
And we've kind of touched upon this before. It's like those videos of people giving money to homeless people.
Right.
It's gross, but
Right.
they're getting like it's very complicated.
Right. I think that if this is how you then regain enough revenue to give more, again, I guess I can see
Right.
it.
Like he's getting something out of it. They're getting something out of it.
Right. It's a little...
Right.
It has a funny aftertaste, but I can't say that it's wrong.
Right. So what he did was he took 1,000 blind people
Yep.
and paid for their operation so that they can see.
Yeah. And, you know, just to make it clear, this wasn't 1,000 Americans.
No.
He went all over the world.
Because he is an international name.
Right. To underprivileged people.
Yep.
Yeah, there were some Americans mixed in, but primarily this was people who would have no access to this procedure.
Right. This is life-changing for all of them.
Yeah, and he just paid for their operation so these people could see again.
Right. And, you know, obviously he did it so he could make the content.
Sure.
But again, I think it's twofold, right?
Right.
I don't think he just, like, maybe he did. Maybe he just did it to make the content.
He just wants the money. I mean, here's the thing. It's tough. It's really tough because the reaction to this video has been so
mixed.
wild.
It's been it's been all over the spectrum, really.
Right.
You've had people that are generally just like, oh yeah, that's rad.
Yep.
Then you have people that's like, fuck him, he's just doing it for content.
Yep.
And then you have people that are like, he is the Antichrist.
That's the one that I think is so entertaining.
It's incredible.
I think the direct tweet was, there's something about this that's so demonic, but I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
So demonic.
Yeah, demonic. His name is Mr. Beast.
The Beast 666.
The mark of the beast. Mm.
Yeah.
Can you imagine building up an empire,
Yeah.
right? Working your ass off. Which
Yep.
he did. Like, don't shit on the man. He's earned some of it.
Sure. He was just smarter and better than everyone else
right.
and worked harder.
Right. Like, he legitimately earned his money from nothing. He's one of those rare dudes who...
I have no idea about his...
Oh, he's just been on YouTube forever, and he just totally understood...
kidding.
Yeah, he understood how to make content.
Oh, that's rad.
Which, you can argue Logan Paul and those guys did it too, except they're shitheads.
Right.
Nobody's going like Mr. Beats. Fuck him. He let people see. He helped people see. Fuck that monster. Well, they are, though.
Right.
But can you imagine, like, working your ass off to get to a point and go, you know what I'm going to do? we'll make a video out of it because that's how it works.
Right, because I have to get the money back so I can continue to do things like this.
But what we'll do is we're going to give sight to 1,000 people who couldn't afford the operation.
Right.
And you're thinking like, this is humanitarian. It's going to be huge for the channel, huge for the brand. It's going to change these people's lives.
He brings a lot of awareness to the topic, too.
Right. It's not...
Half of all blindness can be cured with a simple procedure.
Right. It's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. And the reaction is, yeah, that's cool. Good for you, man. Like, or dislike, or
demon.
Devil. Yeah. Like, how do you even fucking get right with that?
You get to the point where you just consider this guy, he's the Antichrist because he is curing people's blindness.
Right. Like, how can
Another take I saw was, I saw one fucking reply that the whole thing was very ableist.
Dude.
Your expression just made that for me. I'm glad I mentioned that one for you.
Yeah. Late stage capitalism. Well, if they can't afford it, it's the most Scrooge fucking...
Well, ableist is in... there was something wrong with them when they were blind.
Oh, that kind of fucking thing?
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. No, there was nothing wrong with them, but if you can make someone's life inherently better...
Beyond that, I don't think that he kidnapped these people and forced the surgeries
They're like,
upon...
I don't want to see. He's like, Clockwork Orange them,
He's
dude.
pinning them down.
Yeah. Like I do to you with all the content. Yeah.
What was his little fucking... What are his minions' names? I can't remember.
I don't know. They're little weirdos. So like... Mike, I think, is one of them.
Carl
or something. Yeah. Like,
they're all pinning him.
Yeah, they're like holding their
around.
eyes open.
There's
shooting
a pentagram, of course.
Shit. Yeah, obviously, he's got the 666 chain around his neck.
Yeah,
Hail Satan, and just giving them sight. The dark side, obviously.
Yeah,
the side of the dark one.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't need eyes to see where they're going.
It's just wild to me that people. And it's inherently on Twitter, right?
Because Twitter's a fucking cesspit.
Always has been, but it's worse than ever.
Oh, it's insane. The takes you get there are always just the most garbage.
So speaking of Twitter takes.
Go ahead, hit me with
I want to talk about, I've been singing the praises of the television adaptation of The Last of Us.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard.
It's good.
Yep. I've heard it's very faithful. In general.
So what they did for this third episode is they veered way off course.
Oh, no.
But in a positive way.
Oh.
So the thing of it is, and I have said this about every property I've shit on, you can make changes if you understand and respect the source material and those changes are for the better. But just making changes...
for the sake of making them.
...is awful.
Yep.
So what they did was they took a character who in the game has a pretty small role.
Yep.
Bill.
Okay.
So he's kind of this, veteran who has a little bit of paranoia. He sets up traps and stuff. And ultimately, he knows who Joel is and everything.
Okay.
They mentioned that he has a partner, Frank, at one point, and they discover that Frank got bit and he hung himself.
Oh, shit. All right.
And basically the reason he's there is to give Joel a car, right? In the game.
Sure,
that's the plot point for him to be there.
Right.
So what they did in the show was, instead of it just being this quick sort of thing, they basically they got Ron Swanson to play Bill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're already there.
Okay.
And what they did was they took... Basically, it was a slice of life, but throughout the years of Bill's life, right?
Okay, sure.
And so, you have him meeting Frank, forming a relationship and everything, right?
Yep.
And I think what really spoke to me about it, because I think it's a beautiful love story.
Okay, sure.
And I got a little teary-eyed.
Oh, that's very good then.
Yeah.
Well done.
Because it does. It transcends everything. It's just, it's love is an emotion versus
Right.
No qualifiers. But what I liked about it was it showed a gay relationship, right?
Yeah.
How it is in reality. It's not these two fucking Abercrombie and Fitch models with six packs.
Right.
It's two regular people that
they don't have to try to force this to be sexy.
No, and it wasn't sexy. It was just two people that clearly
are in love.
Right. And I was like, and that's why it works. Because it doesn't have to be artificial. It felt real. It felt like a real relationship. They felt like real characters. It was incredibly well done.
Yeah.
Now, the change that they made, and this is spoilers for the episode.
Oh, no. Tune out if you haven't seen it yet.
So ultimately, they make it basically to their old age, probably in their 60s or something like that, mid 60s.
That's a good run.
In a post-apocalyptic, sure.
Yeah.
And Frank ends up getting sick. I think it's MLS. They don't really outright say it, but he gets something that you're not curing a lot in the whatever it is, the fungus
the apocalypse,
but you're not curing something they couldn't cure before.
Right, exactly.
So he's like, look, this is going to be my last day. I can't deal with the pain anymore. Give me one more good day, and I'm going to take a bunch of pills, and that's going to be that.
Just have it be the end,
right.
Sure.
And it's, it's like, all right, I get it.
Right. A peaceful end rather than just suffering through it and letting it take its course.
And so they have their final meal, and it's beautiful. He serves the same thing he served at their first meal. Like, it's very,
There you go.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Oh, yeah. And ultimately, he drinks the wine as well.
Okay.
And so, Frank is pretty upset at first, and he's like, look, I'm old. I'm satisfied. We've lived a great life. Like, I don't want to keep going without you.
Yep.
And so they go to bed.
Okay.
He writes a note to Joel.
Okay.
And he leaves him a car key.
Yeah.
So you still get the plot
Serves
point.
the same purpose.
You've changed the character a bit, right? Because he lives essentially in the game, right?
Okay.
Like, as far as we know, he's still running around out there.
Yeah, doing his thing.
But it's so much more meaningful and impactful.
All they did was expand upon the character, really.
Right. It's not this insane change.
They took a bit role and fleshed it out.
Right. And so you know how they do like after the episode shit?
No, but
Well, like HBO will do like after the episode is over, they'll do like a 2-minute segment of like the people that have created it talking about it.
oh, no kidding. I really had no idea.
Yeah. And so your boy Druckmann, I know you love him.
I do.
Yeah.
You know what? I particularly liked his Last of Us too.
I know. It's very divisive. So look, what he said was, we make changes, but we're only making changes if they add. And it's like, I don't know if Last of Us is unique because he is the co-CEO of Naughty Dog and like he's deeply involved with it, or if this is just finally we're trending in the right direction for games. But and people are mad. Some people are mad.
Yeah. It's funny because in my career field, you get a lot of people.
There's a lot of machismo.
Right. You know what? That's the best way to put it. There's a lot of that in the career field I'm in. And I have seen such a backlash.
Yeah.
At just. Apparently, there was a kissing scene in the episode.
Yeah.
And it made so many people I know uncomfortable. And
it was very real, though. And I think that's probably why.
I don't understand it. Because a lot of these people are like, oh, I don't care if the characters are gay, or I don't mind if they're gay, but just don't show them being gay.
Why?
Exactly. Why? We have so many shows right now. If we have a straight character, keep it to HBO.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Where was all the outrage with the gratuitous sexual scenes? There was none. No one cared because they were straight scenes.
Is that I can understand, viewing that kiss, right? And then, obviously they get in bed together. There's no, like, sex scene.
Right. So
It's
this
very
is
tender.
less gratuitous.
Right. It's very tender.
That's what I mean, though.
But the thing of it is like, I can get if you don't identify that way, that you're like, I can't relate to this, right?
Sure.
But then when it gets into the love story, that has nothing to do with gay or straight.
But it's not even people not relating.
Yeah.
Like, they're mad. They're like, oh, they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to put this in here.
What do you mean? It adds to the story.
This is two people in love. You're allowed to show these two people being in love.
Hey, these people cared about each other.
You get a lot of that. Of people who are like, well, if you have straight characters, it's okay to show them engaging in acts of love.
That's ridiculous.
That's
absolutely
I got
ridiculous.
real frustrated with some of the garbage takes I heard over this episode.
What really did it for me and made me really excited is because I shit on a lot of these shows.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you can read into it, as like, oh, well, he's just a bigot.
Yeah, which you are.
I appreciate that.
He's not. No, level on that one. A little bit.
But what they've done is they took an incredible love story, I would say.
Yep.
And it's a gay love story, and it doesn't matter, and it's beautiful.
Right.
And I cried.
It's just two people in love. Yeah, it's
right.
Clearly it was deeply emotional.
Right. You know what I didn't cry in? The fucking love story of Willow or Velma.
No, neither of those really touched on the heartstrings.
I stopped watching Velma. I couldn't get through it.
It's really fucking wore you down.
I was watching it for the content, right? And then it just how many times can you just say it's shitty?
It's bad.
That's the hate watching thing.
Yeah, you gotta stop. You just can't just keep watching something
bad.
out of like fucking misery.
All right. So before I got one more for you.
Yeah.
So I did. I cried. I loved The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. That's good.
So to kind of transition, we're going to keep it kind of in the LGBTQIA plus area.
Okay. Within that realm.
The realm. So next week, February 10th is the official date.
Oh.
A little diddly game.
Diddly doodly. Mm-hmm.
Known as Hogwarts Legacy.
Wowie, wow.
Is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your wands.
Yeah.
And there is a
massive
of the trans community.
Backlash, yeah.
Basically saying, if you play this game,
you're transphobic.
You're transphobic. But here's the thing. So before we recorded this, I watched, there's a YouTuber named Jessica Gender.
Okay.
Who's a trans woman who has a decent following and was actually retweeted by J.K. Rowling.
Really?
Over the holidays. Yeah, she was part of it, and it was a big fucking how to do. So I watched a 4-hour video she did on this.
Oh, wow.
It was work to get through it because she's not very funny, but she makes a lot of corny ass jokes, so it's like hard for me to watch it.
Okay.
But I was like, look, I got to get. I want to have.
You want to take everyone's side,
right?
That's fine. That's a good way to do things
because I can't argue it fairly if I don't understand both sides.
Well, yeah, right.
And I think both sides are wrong.
Explain.
Okay.
I want to get your take on this.
So for one, I don't think that playing this game has anything to do with transphobia. I think if there were transphobic elements of the game or the story even, sure, you can make that argument. But if there's not, then I don't think it has anything to do with transphobia. People just want to be a fucking wizard running around a magical land.
So I think the outcry from it comes because it essentially lines the pockets of J.K. Rowling, who's notoriously anti-trans.
So here's why I think both sides are wrong. Nothing that anyone can do will ever give J.K. Rowling any hardship.
No.
So,
she's already a billionaire.
Right, she's one.
I think.
So The money aspect of it doesn't matter. But here's why I think her side is wrong too. Because she takes a stance of, well, people buy my books, so they must support what I'm saying.
Oh, really? She thinks anyone who...
Right.
If you like my books about a boy wizard...
Right.
You must agree with me.
Right. If you're supporting me financially...
That trans people aren't real.
Right. So, the problem...
She's a psychopath.
Right. So, the problem is this,
She's a fucking lunatic.
Here's the issue that I have with it. With her, on her side, you continue to write to this day. Nothing that you have written, like someone needs to reality check her. You're a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I was unaware that she made more books.
Yeah, she writes to this day under a pseudonym. It's like Robert something or other. She writes detective novels. They suck.
Real? So she uses a pseudonym to write now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But the thing of it is, right, is that it's not like people are buying your new shit. You didn't write Hogwarts Legacy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
No one is buying. Like, you wrote something. You put it out there. It belongs to the public at this point.
Right. It has entered this realm of fantasy and escapism.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who grew up on those books, grew up on those movies.
Sure.
I mean, grew up on the older games even.
PS1 Hagrid.
Yeah. Love them.
You're a Harry wizard.
Yeah. So.
It's available now.
That's true. Catalyst store.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can see those people just wanting to go back to something that's comfortable and safe for them.
Nostalgia glasses.
Right. And they're not necessarily saying, I hate trans people. They're just saying, I just want to fucking pretend to be a wizard for 2 hours of my day or whatever it is.
That's why I think both sides are just wrong. Because I think from the trans perspective, I understand you're hurt by her.
Right.
But from her perspective, right, one, I think it's hard to get that much hate, like as a human, just to see that much negativity, regardless of what you're saying. That's just, with the internet, that's a lot of negative.
Sure. Okay.
But at the same time, like, you're old news. Just be like, people need to stop equating money with anything other than
like relevancy.
Right. You're not relevant. You're not a genius because you have money.
No.
You're a one-hit wonder.
No. Most people who know me know that. For my own personal take, I think Harry Potter is the most cliched series of books ever written.
I read it when I was a kid because I was the same age as Harry when it came out, and it worked fine, right? And I liked it fine as just a fantasy novel.
It is like young adult paint by numbers.
Yeah,
for success.
It's easy to read as a kid.
It is so generic, it's ridiculous. But I get it. And she created a universe that many people.
I had a family member tell me I was going to hell because I was reading Chamber of Secrets.
There you go. A little bit of witchcraft.
Yeah. Supporting the old Mr. Beast.
Yeah. So, look, I get it.
Yeah.
It's successful. Some people just want to continue living in the fantasy world that makes them most comfortable, that makes them most happy. And this game is an outlet for that, and the lack of their money or them adding their money doesn't really make a fucking difference.
No,
the
like
infinite wealth
like
that
if the headmaster
Rowling
got
already
up,
has.
though, and was like, listen, there are only two genders. Like, all right.
Yeah. That'd be some shit. But,
but it's not. It's just people just need to...
I get the other side of it, too, though.
Well, all right, hit me. What's your take on all of this?
Put yourself in the shoes of a trans person,
Of course. I get that it's ridiculous.
Right. But you know what? You just see something that's being created, and it's going to fund a person who fundamentally despises you.
And she's awful. And like, she opened a women's shelter for abuse that discludes trans women.
Ugh, she is a fucking scumbag.
She is a garbage person.
She is a fucking scumbag.
She is the epitome of British trash.
Yeah, so to continue with my thought, I can see where there's hurt.
Of course.
Where it's like, look, just don't support it doesn't matter if you're not going to financially ruin her, but don't support anything that has her name on it, even in passing. I can see that too. It's hard for me to say which side. Like, I don't think there's a clearly right side to this.
The problem is, this is where I run into
tough.
because I agree with what you're saying, right? And I think fundamentally,
I think all the hurt is valid.
and so do I. But I live in reality, and you're never gonna stop this shit.
No, it's gonna release. It's probably gonna be a fucking success.
Of course, well,
financially,
probably even more so now because of all the controversy.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of a Streisand effect with the game to an extent,
for sure. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna play it.
No, it's not my wheelhouse either. Again, I'm not actually the biggest Harry Potter fan.
I'm not gonna play
overall.
it because I'm just not interested in playing that game.
Right.
But I might play Diablo.
You're a shitty person.
Oh, but I'm not shitty if I play Hogwarts Legacy.
No, you're shitty either way. You're just a shitty person, period.
all right.
That's just all I was saying.
All right, very good.
Yeah, you're
Well,
welcome.
on that note, why don't we put this one to bed because I'm such a shithead.
Yeah, because you're such an asshole.
Yeah, a little Dr. Seuss for you.
All right.
All right, what do you got going on?
Man, you know me.
I do.
Nothing as of late.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I've got literally probably several hours of short form content.
Why don't you bring it over here? We can start cutting it together.
Yeah. I probably should do that sometime. We can cut this all together. I just really like to let you do the work for me.
Yeah.
So you can catch me on TikTok, partially proficient. Maybe if I can get Evan to slave away for me, we'll get some more put up soon.
Yeah, so as always, Paul, thanks for coming on. But, so like I said, we hit the 900 mark on the store, the Etsy store. It's Catalyst Creations NH. I've been adding all of the products to the website. Ooh. Yeah. I want to try to diversify.
Yeah, have your own platform.
CatalystCrafting.com is the main website, and we're all over the place. We're on all the other social medias. Check it out. Like it. Share it, let's keep spreading it. Let's spread it like a disease. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about AI taking over the planet? Would you work for Andrew Tate? Would you let him manage your money?
Would you let Mr. Beast cure your blindness?
I would. Are you watching Last of Us? Did you cry with episode 3? I mean, come on. If you didn't, who are you? How can you watch that with a dry eye? My God.
Did it outrage you? Those two men kissing. Did it drive you mad?
Yeah. Did you punch a wall after it was over? Not in my house. And which house are you? Which house are you going to be in Hogwarts Legacy?
Bit of a Ravenclaw, huh?
Bit of a
Slytherin guy, huh?
Bit of a Ravenclaw, I'd say.
Oh.
Yeah. My partner's a Hufflepuff, if you must know.
Always fancied myself something of a Gryffindor.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah, I am the protagonist. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Yeah. Wow. Very hostile.
Yeah.
Bet you're Leonardo and the Turtles, too, you fucking jerk.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.